Hi guys, welcome to episode 13 of building this huge 16 base plate mock, behemoth of a mock. Really excited for this episode. I think we're actually gonna take a break from the base. I know like we've been building a lot of base stuff, but I actually want to do some terrain this episode. With terrain I mean make the rockwork higher here, extend this to there, add in another base plate, work a bit more on the terrain on that base plate. Also maybe make another building in the village, finish off the pathway over there. Just mainly work on the outside area here. This will give you guys a better look of how the base will end up. Because yeah, you guys know it's in a mountain, but if we are able to build up this rockwork here alongside this way, finish off the terrain here in front of it, then you guys will have definitely a better understanding of what we want to achieve with this base. Last episode we mainly worked on this area. Some bricklink orders are on their way to be able to finish this area. Don't know when those will come in, so maybe we will work on that area as well in this episode, but I'm not certain about that. Same with the tiling there. So I think this episode will mainly be outside landscape. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited for this week's episode. Definitely drop a like already if you want to, and yeah, subscribe because you don't want to miss this awesome mock. Without anything further to say, let's get into a haul first.
So guys, another haul. Let's get into it real quickly. It's a rather big one with quite a few expensive pieces. As you can see already, the first ones are these reddish brown stem pieces. I think we bought around 100 plus of those. Will be really nice for the big terrain that we still need to cover. Then the same with these twigs. Also very important. I think they were called like carrot tops or something, but very important pieces to have. Then we bought ourselves some slopes in olive green. We don't really have a lot of olive green, so hopefully this can add some extra details. And then guys, the main bulk are two things. One, leaves, and then tiles. So let's go in the leaves because they're looking the most attractive right now. We bought 40 of these bright yellow leaves, big ones. Then also 40 of these dark green leaves, also the big ones. Then we also got 30 of these orange ones, as well, the big versions. And then we got some smaller olive green leaves, more than the big ones of course, because they're smaller we needed a couple more. Basic idea is that we're gonna try to incorporate the same colors but in different shades to give it more of a natural feeling, because only using one color shade would be a bit off in such a big mock, we think. And then we bought a ton, I think it was 600 or 800 of these 1x2 trans dark blue tiles. We need them to finish off the river. We might have a little bit too many, but I think that having too many is a positive. Hopefully we can get this done now. And then finally we have two bricks and then one minifig. Got a lot of brackets. We have a nice chair design that we want to use, and these brackets will come in handy. Got some more tiles to finish off the buildings. And then, as you can see here, there is a Neimoidian minifig. And also some dark parts, some black. Those will be used for something very specific that I'll keep a secret for now. So guys, that was a haul. As you can see, lots of pieces. Now we can start building.
First I wanted to work on this rockwork section. Like you guys can see, this is what I've done last week, and now I just want to make it way higher. I'm aiming for 12 or maybe 14 bricks high, so that's the main purpose of this. We also included some dark tan slopes, like you guys can see, just to create a nice transition between the groundwork and then the rock face. But I'm really happy with how this is looking, and I think the rockwork will be impressive once finished. It was also finally time to finish off our water. We bought a ton of dark blue tiles like you guys saw in the haul, so now it's time to place them down and finish off our river. Really happy with how this full river looks. We'll definitely extend it in the future, but I'm pleased with how this looks as well as with how the terrain next to it looks. It was also about time that we finished our pathway. This pathway is situated in the village. We created the pathway in the brown muddy area earlier in a past episode. Very pleased with how this looks. We use the same technique with those pin holders, bar pieces, and then some rounded tiles, rounded plates on top. So yeah, very pleased with this, looks really good. We also worked on a new house. For this house I went for a different approach. I'm not planning on completing this house. It's the same design as the houses that we already have in our village, but I'm not completing this. I'm leaving the roof off and making the top of the house, the top part of the walls of the house look destroyed, just so we are able to create an explosion there, maybe with our bombing run, with our hyena bombers, or we could make it feel like that building is abandoned and has been there for many years. So yeah, very happy with how this looks. Like I said, same design, but still looks very nice, I think. I also extended the terrain right next to the rockwork that we made last episode. So the terrain is situated between that rockwork and then our hangar gate. Just want to extend it so I'm able to put the rockwork on top of it and finish off that area nicely. Now it's time to extend the rockwork that we already have, just putting down slopes of course, and I also want to create some sort of dark tan rocky area again to make a nice transition between our terrain section and then our rockwork that we're now building. Pretty pleased with how this looks, very happy that I could do this in this episode. Now it's also time to work on the side. Like you guys can see, you can still see the filler, so it's about time that we just finish off the side of our rockwork with dark bluish gray bricks. Then I continued the terrain work. Like you guys can see, I'm putting down big dark tan plates just to be able to cover as much ground as possible. I'm also making some more green islands. In these islands we'll put mushrooms, plants, flowers, trees, just to make the terrain look kind of dead, and then those green islands will be full of life. I think the end result of that will look really good. Yes guys, it's finally time that we add in some more base plates. Really excited to work on this new terrain section. The terrain will be the same as the other terrain sections of course, but really excited to extend and make our mock bigger. First I extended the border just to make that nice and easy. We're also going for a new brown area, like you guys can see, the same as we made in the beginning of this building series. I also added in some filler brick, choosing white bricks just because we're running low on filler currently, but just trying to fill in as much ground as possible so we are able to create the terrain on top of this filler. Now it's just a matter of putting down green plates and brown plates and make it all look good. So yeah guys, enjoy the time lapse. after that I could also start putting down our filler brick for the dark tan area of this base plate. One base plate done, let's get to the next one. I first created another green island, like you guys can see. Same design as the islands that we made earlier in that other section, just to be able to put a lot of plants on there and trees, and it will look very nice in the end result. Other than that, I placed down all the filler brick that we needed and start placing down some plates on top of that. Really happy with how this area is looking, and I'm excited to see this whole thing finished. Lastly, we worked on this rockwork section. We created the arch above our hangar entrance, and really happy with this. It's not finished, but it's coming along nicely. So guys, this is where I'm going to wrap up this week's episode of building a chrome base. We made a huge amount of progress. As you guys remember in the beginning of the episode, only these two base plates were here. We worked a little bit on this section here, but not that much. And we worked a ton on that section there. These two new base plates were added and are basically the rough terrain is finished of these. Of course it needs to be a lot more detailed, but I do like how this little area is turning out. I also already made one green little island like we have going on there. I do want to make more here and probably somewhere more there. Here there will be a road, so no green islands on the road. We'll have to see how we want to show that there is a road. No idea how. We're thinking about adding some studs and maybe some different type of bricks to create some sort of road design. But yeah, other than that, I really like the progress this week. In another episode we're gonna detail this area way more. Like you guys can see, there's a big difference between that there and this here. So we're gonna make this here a bit higher, make the water run through here, make this way more detailed, add a lot of different type of plants here just to finish off this area, but that will be for another episode. Next episode I think we're gonna work on the base again, finish off the hangar, start working on those areas and maybe finish off that. Yeah, other than that, that's everything that I wanted to say. If you guys enjoyed, definitely drop me a like, definitely subscribe. You don't want to miss this awesome building series. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye guys.